Hey guys, I'm here in Chicago, checking in at the motel that JB Hunt purchased for us. I actually opted to stay alone, so I got to pay an extra $20 a night. But for me, I'd rather do that and stay in my own room. So the room that I got is kind of small, but has everything that I need to stay here for 3-4 days. It's not bad. It's right on Archer Avenue, so it's pretty close to Midway Airport. I don't know what kind of noise I'm gonna have here. I know my window back here looks out onto a neighborhood that looks like just a plain residential neighborhood. So it might be quieter back here where I'm at. As far as road noise is concerned, the front side of the motel is right on Archer Avenue, so it might be a little louder out there. I don't know, but otherwise, I've got a refrigerator and microwave here, and there's a storage cabinet over here, and then there's another big place to hang clothes here if I wanted to, but I mostly have jeans and t-shirts anyway. And there's a chair to sit, and a little desk, little coffee maker. So yeah, it's just another motel room, but has everything, and it's pretty nice actually. It's been redone relatively recently. Seems to be really clean. The desk person when I was there, very nice. So so far the hotel experience is starting off on a good foot. So that's good, and I'll update you a little bit later as I do orientation tomorrow, day one, and we'll see how that goes. All right, check you later. Hey guys, I just finished up day one orientation today, which was basically a lot of doing paperwork, watching videos. Had to do drug tests, which one was a urinalysis and the other was a hair test. So they would trim some hair and send it in for testing to see if you had any drug residue, stuff like that. No big deal for me. Also did a functional fitness test, which basically you step up on a box for however many minutes you need to qualify for the job that you want, and also lifting weight and walking with the weight. I went ahead and did the what they call the level D qualification, just in case I ever would apply for a job that required the most strenuous test. So I did that one, and I had no problems with that. They basically check your heart rate while you're doing a stepping up on a box for however many minutes, and then you lift weights up to 120 pounds and climb into the back of a trailer, that sort of thing, all that kind of stuff. It was not a big deal, pretty standard with larger companies now. You do something like that. And they also check you out for mobility and stuff like that, so making sure that your knees and ankles and wrists and elbows and shoulders all work, you're fit enough to do the job required of you. So pretty much no big deal. Had lunch there. They provide lunch up to $7.50 from their cafeteria, and it was good, standard cafeteria fare. My diet doesn't allow a lot of the things in there necessarily. I found some stuff that I could eat, and I'm fine with it. If you have some dietary restrictions, you may want to think about bringing your own food for orientation, but most people can get by just fine. The facility, the Chicago terminal where I'm at doing the orientation, it's actually pretty nice. Pretty large fuel island. I think they have, I don't know, 6 or 8 fuel bays there. Decent sized yard for being right in the city. And the building itself is pretty nice. Actually, facilities are nice. I thought it was well kept and clean, and structure looked good. Really, really nice. I wasn't sure what to expect with JB Hunt because I'd never really done much research on them, but so far, day one orientation went great, and it's pretty much more of the same tomorrow. A lot more videos, and I'm not sure when we're going to do a driving test. I know I still need to do a DOT physical because mine didn't quite fall in the parameters of being good for them. Mine's due to expire in March, which is only about 6 months away or so, give or take. So I'll have to get that done sometime this week. But otherwise, I should be driving. I guess for intermodal too, they mentioned I'll do a, kind of a class on backing into tighter spots, like at the rail yard. They just want to make sure that you can make it into the tighter slots that most rail yards have. They kind of pack them in real tight, so they'll kind of show you how to do that. And I imagine the driving portion will be included in that as far as the test is concerned, the road test. I'll let you know how that goes. I don't really foresee any problems. I've been driving for several years, so I don't think that's going to knock me out for any reason. All my other paperwork's good. Benefits seem to be pretty much on par with a lot of companies, and maybe better in some areas than some companies. So if you're looking for benefits and good, stable company, I think so far JB Hunt looks good, at least in orientation, and we'll see how things go from here in orientation and in practice later on. So anyway, I'll let you know more about orientation as I progress, and I'll let you know how it ends up as I start my first day or two. Hey guys, or week on the job. Just finished up day 2 of orientation. Today we did a couple video classes, did road testing and backing. Didn't really have any issues with any of that. Also went and did a physical today because my physical is due to expire in a few months. So they went ahead and got a physical done for me today. Went over stuff like the Smith system in class. No, real big surprises or anything. Everything's going well. JB Hunt's really big on safety. They keep stressing it over and over. They put as big or more emphasis on safety as Schneider does. So I'm pleased to hear that and see that. There's a lot of people in our class, so a lot of this is taking just a lot of time. It's a lot of hurry up and wait. I was probably at the clinic waiting to get my physical done for over an hour. The actual physical takes maybe 15 minutes tops, and I had to wait to get the driving test. That was probably a 2-hour wait to get done with driving and get done with backing, and because just got so many guys going through in my particular week that I'm going through orientation. But otherwise, the equipment that we drove on the road test was basically brand new. So it's, they didn't put us in a piece of junk to drive around Chicago. It was somewhat of a challenging road test just because if you've ever driven in Chicago proper within the city limits on the surface roads, you'll see there's a lot of tight turns, cars parked on the side of the road, school zones, all that kind of stuff. So It wasn't an easy road test. They didn't just take us out on the widest, straightest, easiest roads to drive on. They took us on real roads for the road test. So there's no escaping. If you don't know how to drive, you're not going to pass the road test. But I believe everyone did well. Seems to be a pretty good group of experienced drivers in my group. So it's good. No complaints so far. Everything's going according to plan. Tomorrow, I think I'll do a little close quarter backing. It's more of a class than a test, just for getting used to backing in at rail yards in close quarters, which really is, I'm not going to say it's not a tough thing to do, but it's not something I've never done. There's plenty of times when I've had to back into close quarters. Just probably 10 days ago, I was actually probably a mile away from here, having to back into a tight spot on the same road, actually on Archer Avenue, just off of Archer Avenue. There's really tight quarters, and backing in over at Morton Salt, which is pretty similar, tight quarters and not a lot of room up front. So I don't think I'm going to have huge issues with that either. It's just truck driving. I've been doing it long enough where it's not going to be anything new that I haven't seen. So no problems, I don't think. I'll just let you know if anything else comes up tomorrow. It's probably going to be the last major day of orientation. We do have some classes that we have to sit through, and maybe some more paperwork. I don't know. We still got to fill out our benefits paperwork, but that's not such a big deal either. Biggest thing right now is a lot of waiting around until we do the next thing, and it's not that bad, but it's, you just want to get to work. So for me, I'm ready to get to work. Put me at the front of the line, run me through everything, and put me to work. That's how I feel. I'm sure that's the way everyone else feels. I'm ready to hit the job. At the same time, they are paying $12 an hour for us to sit through here every day, and that's fine. It's not exactly what I'd be making if I was working right now, but they're not gonna, I'm not gonna starve to death this week while I'm waiting around either. So anyway, that's a quick update for day 2, and
finished
we'll talk
up
about day 3
tomorrow
of orientation. Consisted mostly of the Smith system. Pretty much all morning. That's what we did, was go over the Smith system. We actually went out with like minivans and practiced the Smith system. I went out with a group of 4 guys, and we had one evaluator, and he did a demonstration showing all the things that he was looking at as he was driving. He would point them out and call them out, and then we would take turns and do the same thing, and he would evaluate us, and then we had to take some tests on the Smith system so that we could get Smith system certified. Basically, JB Hunt is big on the Smith system, and they are sold on it big time. So if you're coming from a company that already uses the Smith system, you should be pretty well versed and understand it, but you'll still end up going through all the classes and everything here. But no issues. I mean, it's good information. It's always good to go over all the things about being safe. Keeping safe distance around you. Being able to see, making sure you've got the time to stop and all that kind of stuff. So it's good information. And then we had some classes that we went through this afternoon. And then they sent us home later on. So it's a lot of class work. There's a lot of paperwork, and it's long. My personal opinion is they could probably streamline it somehow to make things go along a little bit quicker. Uh, I'm not totally sure that this particular terminal is prepared to handle as many students as they have to go through orientation, at least for this week, because it just seems like it's taken a long time. I don't know if that's normal or not, but for what we've actually accomplished, it probably could have been done in a couple days, in my opinion. So maybe it's just a resource issue. They don't have the resources, personnel wise and equipment wise, to make it happen in a shorter period of time. And I get that. I don't have that big an issue with it, but as an experienced driver, you just hate to sit here and wait. You'd rather get out there and get to work. So anyway, otherwise things are going good. I haven't had any issues with driving or testing or anything like that. Another thing I'm starting to realize is how much JB Hunt has put a lot of their information and operations online, computerized it. So, for example, there's not a physical driver handbook. While it may exist, they don't hand them out. You can access it online, and you can get to it from most digital devices. I was looking at it just a little bit ago, and you can also access your assignments, do computerized training, pretty much anything you need to do with payroll and elections for benefits and all that kind of stuff can be done online. So they are actually pretty 21st century, high tech. We can, of course, do our TransFlow stuff online with our phones or tablets or whatever. So if we need to scan documents, basically just take pictures of them and send them in right from your phone with the TransFlow app. So that's good. Just stuff like that I've noticed. So some of that's good. There's a lot less paper to carry around, even though you have to fill out a lot of it with physical signatures when you first get started. But after that, it looks like a lot of digital stuff. So that's cool. Tomorrow, I guess we're going to be going over the PeopleNet system, which is how they do your actual logging, and they send your assignments and communications and stuff. It's basically similar to the Qualcomm. It's just a different operating system, just a different unit, but same basic premise. You communicate through that and do your logging through that. So I don't really anticipate too many issues. They say we should be out around lunchtime, maybe before tomorrow. So we're supposed to check out of the hotel in the morning and bring all our stuff over there, and should leave straight from the terminal. So that's good. I'm excited to get home. I've had good contact with home this week, though, because I'm usually done by 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I've talked to my wife every night this week, and that doesn't always happen as a truck driver, but I've managed to do it. That is one thing that's similar with JB Hunt. You cannot use a Bluetooth headset to talk while operating one of their vehicles. So that's the same as what Schneider was. I think you're going to see most companies going in that direction just because insurance reasons and safety reasons. So if you're thinking of coming to JB Hunt and you just can't stay off the phone while you're driving the truck, then you probably want to skip it. But I'm used to it already with Schneider. so it's not going to be that big of a change for me. So that's about it for now. Tomorrow I may do a quick update when I get ready to leave, but otherwise tomorrow is basically doing benefit elections and going over the PeopleNet system, and I believe after that pretty much finished. So all right, so if you are getting information out of this, please keep watching, and let me know if you're interested in knowing more about JB Hunt. As I learn it, I'll pass it on, but you can also communicate with me. Just send me a message right here on the channel,
guys,
and I'll get back to you.
I'm heading back from
We'll see you guys later.
orientation, JB Hunt day 4. Took a lot more of the day than they anticipated, but that's all right. We went over the PeopleNet on the onboard computer, so that was good as a kind of a familiarization. We didn't actually get to put our hands on it, which is one thing I do wish that we would have been able to do. By comparing Schneider and JB Hunt in that particular situation, that's one thing that Schneider does do with the Qualcomm. You put your hands on it, you go through some samples, actually get hands-on with the onboard computer, where at JB Hunt it was just a demo and videos, which is fine, because with JB Hunt, I guess they, you're gonna go out with the trainer for at least a couple days for sure, and kind of get the hang of things. So I'm sure they'll be showing me that firsthand. Whereas Schneider would have put me in a truck as an experienced driver, having already put my hands on the system while I was in the classroom in orientation. So that's a little bit different. I wish that particular thing would be a little bit closer to the Schneider way of doing things, but it's a different company. They just do different things, and I'm okay with that. We also went through benefits and elections, how to do that online. We did them right there so that they could walk us through it, which I did appreciate. Actually, I thought about doing them at home, but the system's a little bit different than anything I'm used to. Wasn't hard, just different, and got it done. Got all my major elections done, so I'll end up, whenever I become eligible in 90 days, it will immediately start coming out, and I'll be covered, so that's all good. Otherwise, I'm on my way home. I just stopped real quick. I took a quick video of a truck rollover off of Highway 53, heading outbound of Chicago. And I thought I'd just pull over here real quick and give a quick update. I'll be home for the weekend. Should go out Monday. I'll see if I can do an update when I actually go out, give you kind of a heads up on what my first day was like with the trainer. Otherwise, everything went real good. Pretty smooth. Motel was good. The Chicago terminal at JB Hunt seems to be a pretty decent terminal. There's good people there. They said this is the largest class that they've ever graduated from there, so I guess that sort of answers questions on why things didn't go as quickly or as streamlined. I think in the future they're going to have to come up with a few things to make that go a little bit more quickly, especially with the emphasis that they put on Smith system training. they're going to have to figure out how to make things move along a little faster, a little smoother. And a lot of the times we had the independent contractors with us in class, and I don't know if they can somehow split those two classes up and make things go a little faster, since that's generally a smaller group. I don't know. I'm not sure how they can make it happen, but if they're going to continue to have larger groups like that, they probably need to do something, and I'm sure they will. Anyway, so far, at least as far as orientation goes, I'm pretty happy with what I've seen this far, and I think for anyone wondering about orientation and all of that, I don't think you'll have too many issues going into orientation, too many problems. I didn't hear very many things at all that made me say, oh, that sucks. In general, especially if you're coming from a larger carrier, I don't think you're going to see or hear anything that's going to really surprise you a lot. So should be okay. I do know one thing that I heard that I liked. We just heard it, maybe it was yesterday. With your pilot loyalty cards, you get basically a point for every gallon that you fuel in your tank as a driver. That's what you get. With JB Hunt, they actually give you 2 points for every gallon, so you get double, at least what we were getting at Schneider. So it's not really necessarily a company benefit, but it's a benefit that they've somehow worked out with Pilot. So basically you'll get points twice as fast, which is kind of nice, because if you're out on the road and you access the internet using your Pilot points, if you access it for, say, 24 hours, that's like 479 points, almost 500 points. So if you only had 500 points, then you use it all on the internet, so you won't be able to use it for food or anything like that. But that also comes into play in September when they do double points for driver appreciation. Anytime they do double points, not only do you get 2 points as a JB Hunt driver, you'd actually get 4 points for every gallon. So they even double the double. So that doesn't seem like a huge deal, but I mean, sometimes, you run low on actual cash, you don't want to spend a lot of money on your credit card, whatever. It's kind of nice to have a few extra points to use at the Pilot or the Road Ranger or Flying J, whatever. So pretty cool. Also, they don't do specific fuel routing. It's basically if you want to go to Love's or Pilot, Flying J, TA, whatever the major fueling points are, you can basically use any of those, and you can fuel, top off there, wherever it happens to be. So if your favorite Flying J is close by your house or whatever, you can fill up there all the time. You don't have to go 75 miles down the road and then go another 120 miles and fill up again. Now just fuel up when you need to fuel up, and that's it. So that's cool. I like that. There's not really an idle policy except for in the cooler months. The trucks will shut off if you're idling between 32 and I think they said 60 62, 64, something like that. So anything below 32 you can idle, and anything like above 62 you can idle. So that's fine. There's like no penalty. I don't know if there's any bonuses. They didn't say there were any fuel bonuses, so that's kind of different. But at the same time, you get more. I'm gonna get more pay, so I don't know. It's kind of a trade-off, but it's kind of nice too for driver comfort. You don't have to worry about your fuel bonus getting blown away. So I kind of like those couple things. We'll see how all that works out in practice. I already mentioned the trucks. I don't know if I've seen a truck over 3 years old at all this week. Most of them look to be about 1 or 2 years old. There's plenty of 2015s out there on their yard. The majority are Cascadias. They still have got some the International Pro Stars out there, but very few of those that I actually saw in the Chicago area on the yard. There's some. So I think they're starting to invest more in the Cascadia than the International. I know the maintenance guy, when he did his briefing mentioned some things that were issues with the Internationals that they didn't like, and they kind of outweighed the Cascadia issues. So anyway, I'm going to get going so I can go home and see my family, spend the weekend at home, and get ready to go out on Monday. I will call my driver manager tomorrow and let him know I'm ready to go out on Monday if they don't call me first, and we'll see how things go from there. All right, so if you have any questions about orientation or JB Hunt this far, put them down there. I don't know everything right now, but I'm learning. But so far, positive experience. So we'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. If you want to, go ahead and share this video, like it, comment on it. That all helps me continue to make more videos. So thanks a lot, and we'll check you later.